Imagine looking up at the night sky. The moon is there, silent, glowing, eternal. We see it almost every night, but have you ever asked yourself, who actually owns the moon? Can any country claim it? Can a billionaire plant a flag and say, this piece of space is mine? Or is the moon something beyond ownership, something that belongs to no one and everyone at the same time? To answer this, we need to go back in history. For thousands of years, humans looked at the moon as a mystery, a god, a symbol of time and cycles. Ancient civilizations tracked their calendars by its phases, worshipped it, feared eclipses, and told stories about gods who lived there. Back then, the idea of owning the moon would have sounded ridiculous. How do you own the sky? But everything changed in the 20th century. In 1969, Neil Armstrong took that famous step, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. The American flag was planted on lunar soil, and millions of people watching around the world wondered, does this mean America owns the moon now? The answer was no, but the question refused to go away. Just a few years earlier, in 1967, countries had already started worrying about this. They signed what's called the Outer Space Treaty. It basically says no nation can claim the moon or outer space as their own territory. Space is the province of all mankind. Planting a flag is symbolic, not legal ownership. According to international law, the moon belongs to everyone, or to no one. But here's the twist. While countries can't own the moon, private companies and individuals have tried to bend the rules. In the 1980s, a man named Dennis Hope actually declared himself the owner of the moon. He started selling lunar land to people for money. Believe it or not, celebrities and even politicians bought these novelty moon deeds. Of course, legally, they mean nothing. But it shows something deeper. Humans struggle with the idea that something valuable can exist and not be owned. And let's be honest, the moon is valuable. It has resources, helium-3, a rare isotope that could one day fuel nuclear fusion, and rare earth metals that could power future technologies. Suddenly, the question of who owns the moon isn't just philosophical. It's about business, survival, and power. Modern science and technology are pushing this debate further. Companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin are already talking about mining the moon. China has announced missions to explore lunar resources. NASA is preparing for Artemis missions that aim to establish a permanent human presence there. And here's where the legal gray area appears. If no one owns the moon, can a company own the resources it extracts from it? The US and Luxembourg have already passed laws saying yes, companies can keep what they mine. Other countries disagree. We're entering a new kind of space race, one not about flags and prestige, but about property and profit. So where does that leave us today? Right now, legally, no one owns the moon. But practically, the future may be decided not in treaties, but by whoever gets there first with enough power, money, and technology to enforce their claims. In a way, the question who owns the moon might one day shift to who controls the moon. And what about the future? Imagine three possibilities. In one scenario, humanity treats the moon as a shared commons, like the oceans or Antarctica, protected, preserved, managed together. In another, corporations carve it up like the Wild West, building colonies, mining, and selling lunar real estate. And in the most extreme vision, maybe the moon becomes weaponized, a military base for whichever superpower claims it first. But maybe the real question isn't who owns the moon at all. Maybe the deeper question is, should the moon even be owned? Ownership is a human invention. The moon has existed for 4.5 billion years without us, shaping tides, guiding calendars, inspiring poets. It doesn't need us. Maybe we need to rethink ownership itself. The moon might remind us that not everything has to belong to someone, that some things can just exist for all of humanity, a reminder of how small we are under its light. So next time you look up at the night sky, remember, that glowing disk doesn't belong to America or Russia or China or Elon Musk. It belongs to no one, and yet it belongs to all of us equally. The real challenge isn't deciding who owns it. The real challenge is deciding what kind of species we want to be when we finally go back there. One that conquers and divides, or one that shares and preserves. So what do you think? Should humans ever be allowed to own a piece of the moon? Or should it remain untouchable, a symbol of unity above us all? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more journeys into the mysteries of our world and beyond.